So on October 23rd of 2023, I got the news that we all dread receiving. I checked my phone. I had so many missed messages from my sister's roommates and from the hospital, and they wouldn't give me any information until I got there. So I drove so fast to get to the hospital, and I'm just hoping to see Kaylee sitting there needing something, but instead they take me to the back room and they sit me down and they tell me that my sister has gone into cardiac arrest and she had a stroke and she was completely unresponsive and on multiple forms of life support. They asked if I wanted to go in and see her, and so I spent the entire night just sitting by her side while they situated her into her ventilator and all of these things, and eventually got her settled into her hospital room. At that point, I think I thought, this is just something weird. She's gonna wake up any minute now. I'm just gonna stay here, and she's sleeping, she'll be okay. Instead, we proceeded into this long pattern of waiting where every day I thought, today's the day. Today's the day. It's been 5 days. It's been a week. It's been 2 weeks. Around day 15, they came back to me and said, the brain has had enough time to heal and recover. We're going to run some tests. Those tests came back and they said she has brain damage on both hemispheres of her brain. This might be all you get. I was in an absolute state of denial with the doctors. I had so much faith in what God could do. You know, he tells us to pray big and boldly, and that's what I was doing. Probably those around me were like, you're insane. Like, you've been sitting here for weeks. Nothing has happened. This is all we're gonna get. And I remember saying, no, I'm standing for a miracle. God is the great physician. These doctors can do what they can for her physical body, but we don't know what he's doing with her spirit and what she knows and what she hears and what he's doing with her, while all we can see is what we see with our human eyes. And so with God, I found this strength and peace that I've done everything I can as a sister. The doctors have done everything that they can as medical professionals with her body, but her soul, spirit, and ultimate fate resided with him. And no matter what happened, he was going to be in charge of her story.
That's so good. And I know so many of us were praying for a miracle, yet as the days went on, it felt like the miracle was just, I don't think she's going to get better. I think it's just, God, keep Kaylee alive.
Yeah, I noticed even in the way that people would speak to me at the beginning, it was this hope for just waking up and this would all just go away.
This big miracle and everything.
Yeah, everything was going to be fine. And the tone that people spoke to me with as time went on was more like, we're praying for you that when the inevitable happens, that you're going to be okay. And we're praying for you so that you know you have community while you're trying to handle this with your sister.
But you kept praying for the miracle, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Kaylee. It's day 15. I really miss you. I'm a delayed processor, so you know that this assault is hitting me now. But I just miss you and I want to talk to you.
And now, 5 months and a few days later, what seemed to be just a horrible situation, God has taken it and done a miracle in your life, Kaylee.
Yeah.
And you've seen healing and you continue to see healing. Just tell us what this experience and even your relationship with God has been over this season of him, like, healing your life.
Yeah. Like, maybe we won't have the answers as to like why this happened and why this happened to me, but that like he is going to use it and that my story is not over. And so, yeah, it's just like really been so impactful with my like prayer life and stuff like that. God wouldn't bring me this far just to like abandon me. And so that was really pivotal in my decision to get baptized. I just was so fearful of dying without giving my life to Christ. And so as soon as I could, I made the decision to get baptized, and Brandi baptized me.
Faith is the only thing that's going to get me through this. But it required a lot of surrender. I'd say that's probably the biggest part of my spiritual journey that has changed through this, and one that's always been hard for me. The I want and I will make to really truly surrendering and saying God's will and way is better and higher than what I can ever imagine. So for me, it was very much in those situations and since, this is what I want, this is what I am standing for, but you know best. And regardless of what happens with Kaylee's physical body, you're in charge of her story, and just grant her spirit peace as she's with you.
What I love about that is, I think so many people don't pray for healing because they're like, I don't have enough faith. I'm not a strong enough believer, but you're just going, you know what? I'm going to pray, do what I can, and I'm just going to surrender. I love that word, surrender, because we can all do that.
Yeah.
It's not this special, like, okay, if I want to pray for healing, I got to do all these things, but I can just surrender. And I love what you said, Kaylee, and just obey what God's told me to do.
Yeah.
And if we do that, He will work and He will show up, and we can trust Him in all things.
Yeah, and I love the fact that, like, everybody is astounded by my recovery and my story, but, you know, they're like, how did you do it? I'm like, I didn't. God did, you know?